flying the Milano?
I did. I did.
It's amazing.
You set it down so carefully and patted it. I just kind of want to be like the cat and smack it off.
No.
Yeah.
No. I'll probably stop.
Hi.
Hello. Welcome to Minute to Skim It.
Where his voice gets really deep and awkward. Hi. You didn't see us at all last week because we were not sleeping.
Secret words.
Yes.
Secret Wars, yeah. Yep, it was crazy, but we're going to hear more about the second issue tonight as well from Mr. Robert. He's been making noises, and it's been making me want to buy the comic, but I can't until like 8 hours from now.
That's okay.
The face.
So, you're going to get to hear about Secret Wars, and that's exciting. We've got tons of other cool comics as well, and we need to catch you guys up on all the cool stuff that's happening in the comic book world.
Thanks for your patience as we had crises of awesomeness last week as we were trying to quickly bag and board 3,000 variant covers. So I hope you came in and got yours. If you didn't, you should, because they're really good and they're going to be great for getting autographs on by Stan Lee, etc. at Comicpalooza in a couple weeks. So
Indeed.
Yep. And we're ready to review. Are you ready? Here we go.
All right, I'm Laura here, and I've got a couple exciting titles, both of them from Image for you today. The first one up is Injection. There's a lot going on in this book. I know I say that a lot, but it's really actually true. For a while there, in here I had to look and see, it's written by Ellis, but I had to look and see maybe it was Grant Morrison, because they throw a lot of information at you. They don't really explain what's going on. It's kind of confusing, but there's obviously something deeper going on here. We've got a lot of the characters, some of the characters have this tattoo. There's just, starts out with this woman in a mental hospital, but she's not really crazy. And it kind of goes from there, and there's this whole big cover-up thing with things that they're looking for, but you don't really know what they are. All this is going to be revealed later, I'm sure. But in the meantime, it's kind of difficult to follow, but it's a fun process, and if you like Grant Morrison and all those really thinky kind of books, this is for you. The second one I did, complete opposite, is The Mantle. This is kind of like Buffy Summers meets Hal Jordan. This guy right here, I don't remember what his name is, but that's not important. The important thing is that he's starting out with a typical night on the town with his girl, and he's been having a few mushrooms, looking for something a little bit more, and all of a sudden he starts having these visions and flashes of things, and it turns out he's been chosen as the mantle. The mantle chooses its next one. One mantle dies, another one is chosen, Buffy, and all these people show up, these people right here, they show up and have to train him, Hal Jordan. You feel me. So they take him away, and there's this thing. This is actually a really fun book. It seems kind of super serious, but it's almost tongue-in-cheek. It kind of makes fun of the whole superhero thing. It even talks about origin stories and costumes and willing things, and that's how he wields his power. And there is a twist ending. It's kind of predictable. I'm not going to ruin it for you, but there's got to be something more here, because Image doesn't usually do the easy cheesy road, and that's kind of what this feels like. So there's definitely got to be more going on in later issues, but it was a lot of fun. It was kind of sarcastic, which is, I love sarcasm, so I'm interested to see what's going on next in the series.
I'm Robert, and today I will be reviewing Secret Wars 2. Now, if you did not pick up Secret Wars 1 last week, we still have some of our variant left, just a few copies. We will be taking this to Comicpalooza and Fan Expo Dallas. Do not expect us to come back with many of those after that. Okay, I don't want to ruin too much about Secret Wars if you haven't read it yet, but it basically sets the pace for what happens, this big culmination of 2 years worth of Jonathan Hickman's writing on Avengers. And what it's been leading to, it's going to be basically a giant reset of the entire Marvel Universe. So, without giving too much away, this series, hands down, is probably the best thing Marvel has done in a long, long time. So you get to number 2. Okay, you see all the Thors on the cover. Frog Thor down there. If you don't remember Frog Thor, you need to go back and read Walt Simonson's run in the 80s. Frog Thor is awesome. Okay, About 90% of this issue is a little bit slow, kind of setting the pace of what the Thors do in this world. I'm not going to give away the name of this world yet, okay? But it's basically a hierarchy system of who is the god of this world. If you've been keeping up with the Avengers lately, you already know who it is. And these Thors basically have to dish out justice based on this god's whims, okay? So at the very end, and I promise you, the payoff is so worth it. And the pacing of this book is perfect because you kind of get used to this certain, like, okay, they're just kind of talking about what happens here, what's going to go on. And you see some very, very familiar characters acting in ways that it's basically different versions of them. Like Doctor Strange is in here, the Invisible Woman is in, all kinds of characters. You can see people in the background, like guys that are normally big guys, all of a sudden they're just kind of little background guys. But make it to the last 4 pages, and I promise you, you will love the ending of this thing, and you won't be able to wait for issue 3, which will be out in a few weeks. But next week begins all the spin-off series. Like A4 starts next week, Planet Hulk starts next week, and you will love it. But I promise, do not miss this book.
Hello, I'm Ethan McEwen. I'm here to review 2 comics. One's by Dark Horse, and the other one is by Archaea. First one by Dark Horse is called Harrow County. Really neat. First couple pages, and it's really not giving anything away. Actually, it's just the first page. It kind of starts with these people in Harrow County, and they're like all farmers and stuff. Seems very old style, but they're hanging a witch, and they've like shot her, and they've done everything they can. They're like, we need to kill this person. And I thought, okay, this is another one of those supernatural style books where they're just going to be going around hunting witches and demons and killing all sorts of crazy supernatural stuff. I was wrong in the first page. It's not about that. It's so much more. I mean, you find out in the second page, so I feel like I'm not giving anything away, but the whole story is about the witch's past, and it's a lot like more in depth than you would think it would be. I was actually really surprised. It's an interesting art style. Some people would say that they don't like it. Some people like it. It's neat. It's cool. You've got some neat artistic like backgrounds. You've got that forest, looks really cool. But I understand some of the people art styles, like their eyes can sometimes just be like dots, and then sometimes there's more characteristics that's actually there, making them have more depth, I suppose. So it's interesting if you can get past the art style. The story's good. The story's actually really interesting. I would like to see where they're going with it, because it feels like you are, I don't know, ankle deep in water, and it's about to just go down into a trench, and it's like really, really, they have so many ideas for this stuff. So it's going to be big. I'm thinking you're going to have to commit to it, though, to get something really, really great out of it. The next one by Archaea is Lantern City. It's really neat. So it's classic dystopic society kind of a situation. There's overlording people, and then the servants, and they're trying to break out and break free. So the main character is a worker. So there's 3 tiers. There's the workers, the guards, and then the Greys. The Greys you don't know much about yet. You just know that they have all the power, essentially. The workers get chained together when they go out every day, work, get stuff out of the field, do what they're told, basically, and hope they don't get killed. And then there's the guards, which are interesting. They look like steampunk samurais mixed with firemen. Look like this. Their helmet, I don't know. It's interesting. They have a neat look, but it's a really good story. Like I said, it's a classic dystopic theme. But it's definitely, it picks up. The action starts, I mean, just a few pages in, and it's going to be a really, really good story. You're going to want to get hooked to it and add it to a pull box. And if you don't have a pull box, you're going to want to get one for this. So, pick this one up. It's fantastic. This one's going to be neat to try out, and if you like it, fantastic. Commit to it for like the rest of your life, and if not, then that's okay. Pick this one up. You guys have a great day, and that's what I have for you.
I am Jen King, and I've got 2 books to review today. My first is from Image. It's my least favorite style of cover, where you have to spend half the day figuring out what it says. I think this says mythic. Or my Tika. No, it's mythic. And actually the book is really, really great. So it follows a group of people that are, it looks like their job is really to fix things that are wrong with the world. But it's from a different point of view than what you're used to in books, in which the main characters explain that spiritual things are just explanations for and opiates for the masses. And quite the opposite. In this book, they describe science as being the opiate of the masses, and that one of the examples is that scientists believe that the sun is a big ball of hot gas, but in fact it is a giant light being pulled along, a ball of fire being pulled along by a god in a chariot, and that's the reality of it. So it's a really great storyline. It's full of really funny things. This one I can't wait really to read the next one, and I hope they make it so I can read the title better. Alright, so pick this up. It'll have an eyeball. Alright, now, this book actually came out last week, but we got the really pretty Valkyries cover. If you don't know what the Valkyries are, there is a group of women that either work in or own comic book stores that have kind of formed a group that occasionally we get access to things that the general population wouldn't. And in this case, Gail Simone, who's one of our members, has made it available to us to have this special cover of this book, only available for us to order. So if you know a comic book store that has women that work there or own, go in and make sure they know to become a member of the Valkyries so that they can have access to these beautiful things. This is a really fun book. It's by Dynamite. Really well written, especially considering it could be a ridiculous idea of bringing all of the characters that belong in the Dynamite universe, like, oh gosh, Vampirella and Green Hornet and Purgatory, everyone that's ever been part of their universe, all come together for this storyline. But it's really well set up and well written. Thank you, Gail. And this is a really pretty cover. We only have 20 copies of this though, so if you are interested in having this cover book of this book, you should come in quickly, because I have a feeling that's going to be pretty rare, because it was limited to whatever Valkyries decided to order and ordered correctly. So I would say pick it up. If for nothing else, it's worth Valkyries, because, you know, chicks should like books too. Alright, and thanks for joining me for my review.
You didn't catch any of that, right?
No.
We were just having a discussion about, after watching the Avengers, that it was clear to some of us that we were actually Avengers.
Who knew it? We're Avengers.
I realized that I am totally Captain America as one of the main themes of my store, and a word you might hear if you come in and use foul language is I say language a lot. But then I also realized that there might be a conflict, because I am also the Tony Stark, because I make us look good and provide the money.
It's so true.
Yep. No, he's the leader. I'm just the one who buys stuff and makes us look good.
That's it.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
And think of Robert. Robert's decided he's what, the Hulk, because he likes to punch things.
I prefer to be alone, yes.
Yeah.
I prefer to be alone. I am clearly Black Widow.
Nice.
Can't you see it? I was not prepared for this at all. Wait, no. I am Maria Hill, because I'm the one that you never really see, but I do all the work.
What coordinates and directs everything. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I really agree with this.
I see that. Okay, nice.
So I'm not an Avenger, I'm just cooler.
She got invited to their party. What else do you want?
That's true, that's
Yeah.
true. I hung out with Thor.
Okay.
Pepper wasn't there, it was just...
Yeah.
Anyway,
Oh my word.
so yay comics.
Yeah, comics. They were great. Thanks for tuning in this week. Mr. Robert's really excited for this issue. He wants you guys to read it, so you have to pick it up so you guys can gab and talk about it. Actually, pick all the things we talked about today.
Yes.
Pick all of them up.
Pick up multiples of these.
Yes.
Look,
Yeah.
Space Cadets. Texas
That-
Children's Hospital.
Yes.
$1 each issue goes to Texas Children's Hospital.
Save kids.
Hey, don't wait to do it till too late. If you want to get Stanley autographs and might make you autographs on your special edition of Secret Wars, our cutoff date's the 20th because we need to get everything ready for Comic Palooza to have them get signed. This will be your only opportunity to be able to get Stanley's autograph and not have to wait in a 4-hour line. It just means you just drop it off with us. We make sure it gets done for you, and it'll be back to you. If all you need is autograph, it'll be really quick. We charge an extra $10 to be line sitters for you, but then you don't have to do that. I guarantee you won't miss much. You're going to see the top of his head. Wait until you see him walking around the hall so you get the point in the... That's worth it.
Excelsior!
That's worth it. Waiting in the line is not, because they really make people move to the line because there's going to be hours and hours of line for him to sign. So
And you can't take pictures. They're really mean about that. I mean, efficient.
he would let you, but he's got overlords. So
Very strict ones.
yes.
But yay, Stan.
And if you need what were the sketch covers by Edwards, they've extended the date to June. It was very sweet to do that for us, but don't wait too long if you were really being serious about getting one of those covers, because you're going to get here on Cadets Con Day in August, and you're going to be like, why did I not do this? And he's going to say, sorry.
Just like I did
Cannot
with
do.
Tim Yates.
Yeah, a lot of people came
I
for
totally
Yates, and
missed
they were
out on
like,
that,
"Ah."
and I sincerely regret it 110%. So I have my Edwards commission in.
So I've seen
I'm not
some
missing
really
that one.
great ideas.
Five
So
spots
excited
left.
about
That's it. 5 spots.
Jeff
Yeah.
Edwards is amazing.
Doesn't matter how much money you got, it's not happening.
Nope.
Okay. All right.
Cool.
We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.